because I refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
What's good, BBBofC? IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Blast. Always good to see Mr. Brian Cohen. How are you, my man?
I'm very good, man. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Obviously, Saturday night of the boxing, I couldn't ask for anything else.
Listen, you're here, the camera's here, the people are here, the fighters are here. What else can we ask for?
Good fights. Fingers crossed. Good. Fingers crossed. Right, we're going to jump straight in because I know you were in the mix of the whole MAYER-LINARDATOU situation this week. From an outside perspective, it looked like a complete mess. Just kind of give us the, I suppose, chronological breakdown of what on earth happened in that situation.
Absolutely. So it was a complete, clusterfuck from the very beginning, for lack of better terms, right? On March 21st, the British board had emailed Queensberry to get all of Christina's medicals done. There was no interaction or there was any contact from Queensberry to us as to when her medicals had to get done. So I knew she needed medicals, so I just started sending her out for medicals because I pretty much know what has to get done out here. After that, all hell kind of broke loose. We started turning in her medicals. They were having problems with her. They wanted her to get a neurosurgeon to take a look at her MRI. They just wanted a whole lot of extra medicals, which we obliged. And at the last minute, they had asked for another eye test, right? So we couldn't get another eye test in the morning of the weigh-in, so the fight was called off. We asked the BBOC or BBBofC, or listen, man, at this point, I'm gonna call him piece of shit. We asked the piece of shits, particularly Robert Smith, for an extension. Can we do anything? He says no. She had cataract surgery about 10 years ago, 10, 12 years ago.
10 years ago is before she, of course, was a professional fighter.
Correct. So she had it about 10 years ago. She had cataract surgery. She had a whole career with the lens on her eyes. She fought Katie Taylor here, I think, right? I mean, the Katie Taylor fight was here.
Yeah, that was what, 2020, 2019?
Right, so let's call it 2019. But she had the lenses in her eyes already. So she already fought here. So they called the fight. That's why they called the fight. So that's basically, in a nutshell. There was a lot of other things happening. There was so many different moving parts. People from Lou DiBella's team were trying to help. I had matchmakers in the United States trying to help. Hell, I reached out to Matchroom to help, which everybody actually helped me. And at the end of the day, Robert Smith canceled the fight.
Can you think of any other reason to why this fight, or to why this situation had never arisen before? Like you said, we mentioned that she fought Katie in 2019. Do you know if the medicals have perhaps got a bit more tighter, have got tighter in this country? Like, why did this not happen in 2019?
Because your commission doesn't have one clue what the fuck it's doing, to be fair. And I think they're very selective. I was privy to listening to a three-way call of Robert Smith and a couple other promoters, and he just kept pushing Lucy Wildheart, Lucy Wildheart, Lucy Wildheart. Listen, nothing against her. She's probably making the most money of her career, right? But it just seemed a bit strange that her hair was already braided. She already had her medicals. And to be fair, she was supposed to be weighed in by 4:30. At 10 after 5, she was still standing in the lobby, not weighed in yet. But I'm sure that gets swept up under the rug. I know she was supposed to fight on another card. I think it was in Wasserman. And she pulled out of the fight right before she was supposed to fight. In the locker room, she had a knee injury. I'd like to see a doctor's report on that. I know they were searching around for a doctor to sign off on a pregnancy test. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see a lot of things. I just think, like I said, all due respect, I love the fans in England. I love coming to England. I think I've been here over a dozen times. But the board of control is shit. I mean, pure shit.
Do you think that because a fight of the magnitude of Joe Joyce and Zilly Zhang in this country has a fight of the magnitude of Michaela and Christina on the undercard, they perhaps wanted some British or some English involvement. And that's why kind of you're suggesting that Lucy seems to kind of be already in the loop in all of this.
I mean, it's actually, I never thought of it like that, but that's actually a good point. Yeah, I do actually. I think now that you mention it, and I think Christina was kind of like a fly in the soup, because there's no way she showed up with her hair braided, she made weight, she had to do a weight check, so they already did a weight check on her 3 days before the fight. So how did they know that this fight wasn't going to happen? You know?
Refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt rings.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,